Hey, and what's good everybody? Welcome to the Farm Dream. My name is Raymond and this is The Dream. This week's video we're gonna look into microgreens, hydroponic, also continue to work on the chicken coop and get a little bit of work done on the backyard so we can start getting our crops out. Let's go! Like I said, we're gonna start off with the microgreens and the hydroponic. We're gonna build a few different projects, set it up and see what the results will be. So I wanna start the project out with using a lot of different microgreens. Now they are different kind of microgreens and also they have different growing method. So we're just gonna try a couple of them and see what works best. Let's get into that. So that's everything for the microgreens and the hydroponic for today. I'm just testing stuff out and I hope you guys are joining me along for the ride. I'm gonna continue to water these every day and tomorrow I will make sure that we're actually gonna plant these as well. And we'll just see what grows. Let's go outside and do some work over there. Back at it at the backyard. Actually the idea for today is to get in the raised border on that side. So it's a little bit more work before we can actually start gardening. Also, the chicken coop is gonna be on that side. So we did quite a change of plans since the beginning, the first video. We have a bench over there because we decided that we do want to relax a little bit in this garden besides only growing food. And it was just too big to put in the middle here. So the bench will be in the corner, chicken over here, and then raised beds on this side of the garden. And also right next to the bench, we have a small patch where we can grow some tomatoes because it's fully sun there, so that helps a lot. So we're just gonna start digging out a little bit, getting in some extra support for the tiles, and then we can start work on the raised bed. Let's go. So now that we have the edge in and the tiles are supported, we can start in getting the beams in. Nicole is drilling a hole in the background. We're gonna do 4 beams in the front here. And I must say that this channel is turning out to be a DIY project instead of actually the farm dream, but we will get to farming later. Okay, trust me, we're just needing to get everything ready here. But yeah, we're gonna put in the beams and then we can put up the front edge and then we'll have everything ready and set to go. And with the last light of the day, the raised bed is done. It is 4 meters by 120, which is a big area to start farming on. So we're really happy. Just need to fill it up with some compost, but we'll do that later this week. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hello and a very sunny morning once again. Finally, the weather is good again. So really happy with that. Today we have a chicken coop that really needs to get done. So I'm hoping to get really far with that. Also, we're gonna fill the raised bed over here with some more soil so we can start using that. We need to transplant some plants and yeah, we're just gonna go with the day and I'll take you guys along for the ride. So to start it off, I'm just gonna clean out this area here so we can continue to work on the chicken coop. It is really a mess here, like almost every day because we're working so much, but yeah, let's clean it up, make some space and let's start working. Now everything is done and ready to get going. I'm gonna start with the back panel first. So the front panel is done, the back panel's up next, and when that is done, we can start on the sides and the roof. I wanna get this coop done today. So I'm just gonna start with the measurements again, just to make sure that we have everything correctly to size. Now that I have everything measured in, I'm just gonna draw it out and cut it to size. And there we have it. The backboard is also ready. I'm not going to do too much work to this one. I'm just going to leave it plain and we'll get the details on the other sides where we can actually see it. But yeah, that's the back done. Let's go and start working on the sides. So there it is, all the cuts are made, everything is ready, and the next step is actually painting the lower half. Then we need to add the chicken wire, and then we will put on the walls. So the chicken wire will be a little bit, well, covered by the walls. So I'm just gonna quickly head to the store now, grab some paint, slap it on there, and then we can start building it. That's the first layer on there. It's a good white color, I must say. So I'm just gonna wait till it dries. We're gonna add another color, but first I'm gonna head inside and show you guys how our propagation is going. Nicole's just giving them a little mist here to help them grow. We have 2 zucchinis here that are definitely ready to move out to a different spot, so we're gonna have to do that. Other than that, everything seems to be doing really good. We might turn it around a little bit and let them grow towards the other side because they're growing towards the light. But yeah, everything's looking great. Let's transplant the zucchinis. In the front yard now, and I'm just gonna place these in our little glass house. It is at the front of the garden because it is on the south. We also have 2 other zucchinis here. It's a different species, and we're just gonna see which one performs better. There's also a few tomatoes in there, and we're just gonna fill this up and yeah, then transplant it into the garden. Hey, and good morning, guys. Welcome to a new day. I just wanted to start today out and start watering the plants a little bit. This is my daily routine. So first thing in the morning is just giving the raised beds a good water just before the real sun kicks in. And I'm just misting them a little bit, not going too crazy. And I just give them a couple of rounds of that. So not everything at once, but just let it sit for a little bit, move around all the way, and then come back to it and give it another spray. And then when I have all the watering done, we get to start the day. Now, the next thing that we're gonna do today is actually work on this raised bed. I wanna get it ready so we can actually start sowing in here as well, because the weather is turning out to be really good this spring. So I'm gonna create no-till again on this bed. We did it at the front beds as well. Only one of them to test if it actually works out. But to be sure, we're gonna do it on this one. So I'm just gonna flatten the floor, and then we can go and put our cardboard on top and add the compost. So now that everything is flattened out, I'm just gonna add the cardboard on top, cut it to size, and we should be able to see the results. There's a lot of weeds in here. I took a lot of them out just a second ago. Still a lot left, so gonna protect our compost a little bit, put the cardboard on top, and then we add the compost. So the raised bed is filled up with cardboard, a little layer of compost on top. I need to get some, I'm gonna add some more compost to it later, but I'm really happy with it so far, and we are almost ready to start using it for our farm. I'm just gonna run you guys through what we have planted and what stage it's at and how the crops are looking really, because we've planted quite a few things, but not everything is going as great as we thought it would. Let's have a look. Now to start it off, we are gonna start on the sugar snaps. As you can see, they're starting to grow quite nicely, and one of them is actually sticking out his head above the rest, and he is gonna touch the wire quite soon and grow all the way to the top, as you can see. Now on the other side, there's one that sadly didn't make it, and there's another one that's lacking behind quite a bit, but we'll have to see if it picks up or if it stays behind like it is right now. Next to that, we actually have the carrots. They are growing quite nicely. We also did some directly sown. We don't see anything poking through just yet, but to be honest, they do take some time. We do see some weeds, but we're gonna take that out, obviously. Behind that, we have the beetroot, and they are showing some nice leaves. They're actually growing better than we expected, and these are the ones that we sown inside, and then we also did a few directly sown, and they are starting to poke through, so it's a good sign that they are liking where they at. Then we have the leek on the other raised bed, and it is staying quite small, but I have a feeling that they're building up a root system, and then when they have the root system done, they will go all the way and grow. We also did some direct sown on this side. I have a feeling this should be one, but we'll have to see if it holds up. Now behind that, we did the French beans, and they are looking quite nicely, so we're just gonna keep an eye on them. On this side of the garden, we have of course the climbing rack, and the snow peas are sown in there. They are doing really well. They're actually overtaking the sugar snaps in height and length, so they really like the situation where they're at. Next to that, we have some strawberries. In the top bin, we have strawberries that are actually a year old already, or 2 years, so they will grow quite a bit. Underneath, we have ones that are just a year old, so they are not quite ready, but they will grow some strawberries. And then in the glass house on this side, we'll have some zucchinis and a few tomatoes that are just getting ready to be transplanted. And now that's it for the front garden. Everything is planted, everything is growing, and yeah, we're just gonna add more and keep on watching it. For now, this was the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to watch some other videos and like this, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to live the farm dream.